Hello guys, Gatus13 here, doing my first ever commentary on one of my videos, and to start with, we're going to do LEGO Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince Part 4. So, before I am actually beginning this real commentary, I like to say a few things. In this commentary, I'm going to talk about the set design, all the minifigure characters, costumes, the animation, but also about the voice actors, and I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that I read on the original video. So, here we are in Diagon Alley, which is the biggest set I've ever made. It is a huge one. We have at least 20 shops. All the buildings have some insides, or at least some decorating in it. And it was just a huge project, and if you're interested, you could read, I actually wrote an article about it on the forum Eurobricks, so if you're interested, I'll make a link right now on this video, so you can actually check it out. So now we arrived at Gringotts. Gringotts was kind of easy to grab. The whole is really of a simple design. I only have 2 goblins, and for those who wanted to know, I all did it with masking. I divided the screen into multiple shots, and I just put it all together. Now we're going underground. I made at least, what would it be, 15 sets or something, different ones, to have a big and huge underground feeling. The lightning was really hot, and the effect is definitely worth it. I put a simple lamp between and behind the walls so that you had some transparent bricks and the light would be reflected in them. That was really a great thing to do, and it was really nice to see that effect actually come true in this movie. We're going to Madame Malkin, which in the book was included, but it never appeared in the film, and I was actually a bit disappointed because it's a great scene. Harry and Malfoy are arguing, and yes, I know they are not fighting, but I know this scene has posed some problems to many of you, and I know it wasn't included in the book. Thank you. It wasn't in the movie, I know that too, and my idea of doing this scene came when I was writing my script, because I'm following the book, yes, and I'm following some things of the movie that I think are worth being followed, but I am also trying to do my own interpretation and my own version of the book, and I'm not going to follow the book letter by letter. I'll have some differences, and my videos, this is not the last video that will contain some difference between the book and the movie. There will some things I will take out, some things I will add, or some things I will slightly change. This scene was one thing I changed, and it's not only because I wanted to have some violence in it, of course some action is always good, especially in the beginning of Harry Potter books, which have always a lot of talking. So yeah, I know there is a lot of talk in the Harry Potter book, so I wanted to spice it up a bit, and maybe it isn't in the book, but I didn't make this scene just to give you some free and violence that I wanted to show you. This scene is not useless. It's not to give you only some fun. In this scene, you can easily see how much Narcissa Malfoy would give up for her son. She's fighting Harry Potter, and she knows the consequences. If she ever hurt Harry, she would have to pay for it, and she knows it. Okay, this sword fight might be a bit overacted, but it was more used as a comic relief. I never intended to actually, make a whole bunch of things happening. And if this scene seemed inappropriate or weird to you, then I'm sorry if you disliked it. I just thought it was necessary to show, even after part 2 of the Unbreakable Vow, I thought it was necessary to show Narcissa's will to protect her son, and even how far she would go, which means go into a sword fight. Yes, kind of.
Very well. Come on, Draco. We'll do better at toe and tapping.
So now we're off to the next scene, which was one of the most funny scenes that I was lucky to make. Fred and George's shop, also known as the Weasley Wizard Wheezes. It was fun. It was definitely fun because the outside was inspired by the movie, and the inside was just it's not that a big set, actually. It's a high set, but it's not that large, and there is just so many details. And if you just pause the video at one random point, you will see that it's filled with details and eccentric architecture and everything you can imagine. About these Fred and Georges, they're a custom, because I have to say that the Diagon Alley and all the other new sets weren't announced when I made that. By the way, some of you have noticed that Molly Weasley and Arthur Weasley weren't the original minifigures, but they were used in part 3. Yes, I know, but that's actually because I shot part 4 before I even started part 3. You may ask why. I needed a burrow to shoot part 3, and I didn't want to make a custom. So when I discovered that the new sets were coming up, I said, okay, I'm going to shoot Diagon Alley, and then I'll just use the new burrow set for part 3, and then I will even make it cooler, because the audience will see that, you know, they won't have to wait that long until a new part. And I was actually planning to use the old minifigures in part 3, so that you won't have a change between them, but I decided not to do it and just use the new ones. And this might be a little bit mistake, but I promise that it won't happen in the new movies ever again. I might update the other minifigures. For instance, in part 5 you will have the new Hermione and the new Harry, but the old Ron will stay because I don't have the new Ron yet, and I think this one is a bit, you know, it's better than the old version, so yeah. Nocturne Alley, yeah, that's what pretty fun to do too, with the dragon manure joke, but I know some people have commented that this wasn't supposed to happen on the roofs. In the movie it is, and as I stated before, the movie is also a source of inspiring for my movies, so I'm mixing a bit of it and spice it up a bit if I think that's necessary. So even if you dislike this scene, I think it was just used as a comic relief, no extra things. Now, this didn't happen in the movie, but it was in the book. Hermione spies on Draco Malfoy, and she afterwards also goes into the shop, and she tries to make Borgin say what Draco has bought. Obviously, Borgin isn't a stupid guy, so he knows what she's up to, and she sends her away. So yeah, that was pretty much inspired by the book. And oh yeah, Draco Malfoy was voiced by Ixay John, yeah, forgot his name, sorry about that, John. He did a great job, actually. I think, you know, his microphone isn't the best you can get, but he's surely a great voice actor, just want to say that. Mustard Man's voice is Narcissa Malfoy and Molly Weasley in this part, and her husband, actually I think it's her husband, voices Hagrid, and he will also be voicing Snape, and he's voicing Slughorn. They're really great persons and great voice actors. Hermione is voiced by G.N. Yuna, and I think that's all the voice actor. If I forgot somebody, please don't get mad at me. So, this is all for the commentary. If you have any questions about my other things, special effects, set design, or new questions, feel free to ask them. I will try to answer them as soon as possible, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for part 5, which I hope will be up in a few weeks. And stay tuned, keep bricking, and I hope you enjoyed this video.